I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. 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 Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Good morning and welcome to Walking Spirit. So, again, sorry about the technical issues we've had this morning. Apparently, Spirit doesn't want to, basically be on our side today. So we've had a bit of difficulty, very much so, and it's taken us half an hour to replenish that. So again, I apologise for that, but welcome to Walking Spirit. My name is Tere and I'm your host for today. The lines are open now, so if you'd like to ring in, you can at any time on 152 04 77 9587, or else join us in our online chat room and message me live with any questions or topics you may have or wish to discuss. Today I would like to start with a discussion about your path. So you've chosen to follow your spiritual path and learn more how to grow your abilities. Know that there are resources made available for you to use. For example, we've got the internet, Facebook groups, libraries, newspapers, events or expos, your local spiritual tutors, as I know a lot of places do have them, meetings and associating with like-minded people. And that's only just naming a few of the groups that are out there. This path you have chosen can be scary and exciting all at once, not knowing what to expect and overestimating your progress continually if you're like to me when I first started, wanting to be everything, or wanting to be everything and know everything like yesterday. I wanted to be able to see the dead, communicate with them, be in tune all the time, and so forth. But as I learnt very quickly, things are done in a timely manner. Fortunately, not our time, but in spirits. It's like a newborn baby who's wanting to run before you can even crawl or walk. I had to learn to forgive myself and of others as well. Also learning how to love myself and others of past deeds that have been done, where I eventually in the end became very humble instead of, holding on to those emotions or so forth. It was about breaking down barriers I've accumulated over time, which prevented me from moving forward, as I always felt I was on a never-ending drag racing circuit that kept on repeating itself time and time again. Understanding what you want to learn more about or what area you are drawn to enables you to find the help of others. You are able, with the support of others, you are able to enhance your knowledge, especially because everybody's into Facebook at the present, the social media you've got. There are a lot of support groups there that will be able to assist you in learning how to use your gifts and abilities. They have a lot of basic tests that you can connect on, that's incorrect to what you do or what you receive as your own individual, and what you okay, it's basically when you connect to spirit, it's your walk with spirit, no one else's. There's no false or nonce. No thing to know. All the quicker you or enhance or it's a learning life's lessons adamant. I look for all the universe, something can play, learn and grow. Perspective, I train your mind process. Issues will no longer be a woe. It was based on me situation, but will have you in a trained thinking. So you're possibly thinking, what am I talking about? To be able to have a thought process form from what you have in society that transformed you is not an easy process. The process is about being true to yourself by giving up your ways, so to speak, to be with spirit. So it is a pro way of thinking towards every segmental towards being spiteful, dislike, and you get the fair idea. Then transforming those thoughts and replacing them with love and light. That continually hurt you. Forgive, including yourself, or treat as the way yourself wish to be treated. Love yourself for who you are wholeheartedly, and that's including mind, body, soul, and spirit. Life is easy to do, and you just imagine a click of however, persistence, being who are, as you know, the your own, no one else's. Begin to step how light is through all your situations. You can cope a lot better in those hard-to-do times. As I have stressed in previous shows, that the importance of your safety and protection is paramount. You need to, especially from day dot, learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones daily through either prime examples, using a bubble around you, or a cloak is another example. I'll give you I'll let you know how I protect myself, which I'll share with you now. For myself, I imagine a tornado whirlwind coming from the earth to the sky. Then I bring the top end of it down to form a ball that rotates in every direction. In doing that, I also ask that only love and light may enter, so that nothing may harm me and my loved ones, who I've also done the same thing for. The whirlball, as I call it, is continuously rotating, so it's to stop anything that is not of love and life, trying to penetrate through. So everything will bounce off, so to speak, that is negative and so forth. So this is how I go about keeping myself safe. But then, it gives me a sense of security on my journey. So remember to protect yourself the way that feels right for you. There are so many different ways to do this, and find something that is natural and sits right with you, the person. When you are dealing with spirit, you are also open to the unknown. So when you protect yourself, ensure that your safety is number one priority. The unknown or lower level spirits will manipulate, lie, basically entice, and a lot of other ways to ensure your walk with spirit doesn't come to fruition. And they like to leave you distraught and, basically in fear. So know that when you first take these first steps into learning about spirit and becoming one, basically they'll try any which way to break that connection with that. All right? The truth of the matter is the downside of being at one with spirit. There's also another side to this walk. In everyday life, the bad comes with the good. Learning to balance this and always be aware in the back of your mind, that's basically what I do, is making sure that, walking with spirit, you've got to be on an even keel, keeping in mind that that what you do, karma has it, basically. Know that when you're taking this walk, when you just move an inch, karma comes back and knocks you for 7. As a spiritual person, it's 10 times as worse as what you would normally get if you didn't follow this pathway. So, reason why it's important for you to know this is because everybody thinks that walking with spirit is all full of love and light, and everything's easy. A lot of the time, it's not, and you need to understand that with everything. Even in life in general, before taking this step, there's always the good with the bad. Knowing that you've now decided to take this on yourself, and I'm not trying to scare you in any way, but you need to be aware there's the good and bad, and be constantly aware of that. To allow fear and ego to step in, and assume things are all bright and beautiful is a dream, is basically a dream. Like I said, karma comes back and knocks you for 7. As a spiritual person, this becomes worse, and that would normally happen. It would never normally happen if you didn't take this journey. The repercussions of karma are much worse, so ensure that you're well protected and safe at all times. It was quite funny. I must give a big thank you out to Stu, Mr. Art. Thank you, sir. Congratulations again on your wedding. But he posted something up on Facebook this morning that was so relevant to this topic, and just thought that I'd like to share it with you. And it is basically the 12 laws of karma. Okay. So number 1, the great law. What we put into the universe will come back to us. Number 2, the law of creation. Life does not happen by itself. We need to make it happen. Number 3, the law of humility. One must accept something in order to change it. Number 4, the law of growth. When we change ourselves, our lives follow suit and changes too. Number 5, the law of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what is in our lives. Number 6, the law of connection. The past, present, and future are all connected. Number 7, the law of focus. We cannot think of 2 different things at the same time. Number 8, the law of giving and hospitality. Our behaviour should match our thoughts and actions. Number 9, the law of here and now. One cannot be present if they are looking backwards. Well, that hits home on a lot of aspects, because a lot of us actually do that without even realizing. We just find that being in our comfort zone is where we feel most safest. So we tend to focus on number 9 quite often. Number 10, the law of change. History repeats itself until we learn from it and change our path. Number 11, the law of patience and reward. The most valuable rewards require persistence. Number 12, the law of significance and inspiration. Rewards are direct result of energy and effort. If you put it in, put into it. So basically, those are, regardless of whether you're spiritual or not, but these are really good laws to go by, because as you notice, regardless, these can actually fit into your lifestyle quite easily. We just tend to, as humans, we just don't look at them that way, or we don't take them. We just basically, shrug it off your shoulders, so to speak. I have to, if you break them all down, like what we put into the universe will come back to us. So, like I said, karma, it's basic. If you send out good and you put out good, you'll reap those rewards. Life does not happen by ourselves, we need to make it happen. So basically it's changing your thought process and exactly what you need and what you want. You get to choose your life and how things work in your life. If you decide that basically you prefer to be in a rotating circle, which a lot of us tend to be, and a route that just continuously plays over and plays over and plays over, because like I said, you're in that comfort zone and it's a lifestyle that you know well. Anything outside of that, you're basically not going to progress with, because it's outside of your comfort zone and you're not willing to step outside that and move forward. You've just basically made yourself so comfortable that you'd rather just be where you are. And basically, digging your own grave, so to speak. Not a nice term, but it's exactly how it is. One important thing, now that this is something that we do often, and I am number one at this, especially. One must accept something in order to change it. A lot of us tend to hide and basically try to blame others for our actions. It's well known. You can't say you don't do that, because you're lying. You need to be able to, for you to change your path, you need to, basically ponder on what you want. We get stuck in this thing of society where society has it. You can't be bigger and better because you're trained to do things, the way it is. You're trained to have a 9-to-5 job, clock in, clock out, live week to week. But that's because you yourself have accustomed yourself to that. If you decided to just step out of that a little bit by going, oh, okay, no, I'm going to do, sure enough, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, but I'm going to change something this week. I'm going to, just say put money aside, because I'm looking at next weekend going somewhere. That's stepping off the path of what you're used to. So, and putting into perspective another way of how you look at life, another way of, doing something different for yourself. Once you start, and the same thing is with life is in general, when you start applying things into your life to make things better, you'll start removing things that have always been either a block for you or a burden for you. and so you're always replacing the negative with something positive, until you get to the stage where you end up being content with yourself. Okay. So, and that's where it leads on to the next one. When we change ourselves, our lives follow suit and change too. So removing out something that, basically doesn't sit right with you, but you've got a habit with it, removing that situation from your life and throwing something else in that place. Like, okay, normally on the weekend, I'm down at the pub and I spend my weekends there. Oh, next week I'm going to, so you remove that situation and then you replace it with, okay, on Saturday I've decided I'm going to go and, take the family out. We're going to go for a drive somewhere. So it's replacing that habit with something positive. Taking responsibility for what's in our lives. Now, as I said, basically we tend to like flick it off, and if Thing can do this, why can't I? You've got to remember that basically people live their own lives. You need to be responsible for your actions in everything that you do. Pawning it off, as I so call it, is only putting it aside for now. But watch out when that thing comes back and hits you right on the face. Instead of dealing with it right at that moment, you've gone and shuffled it over to the side and sort of like, yeah, I'll worry about you later. Or else I won't be dealing with you. Know that, in the back of your mind, that thing is still sitting there. The door opens for it to come back because something will make it come back. That needs, basically it's for you owning up and taking responsibility. When that thing comes back, it will hit you like a 10-ton bricks. Best to, when you get yourselves into situations, deal with it right there and then. That way it leaves you with no, at the end of the day, that will leave you basically with no heaviness over your shoulders, and your conscience is clear. Law of connections. The past, present, and future are all connected. Took me a while to think about that one, but then also in saying that, when us as spiritual, as psychics and so forth, we do deal in a lot of the past, present, and future when we're doing our readings. It's recognizing basically, well, for me, it's understanding and recognizing exactly what you have done previous to this present moment. Have you changed, basically? Have you done anything to improve yourself, or are you still stuck in the past? It's also allowing us as guides, as light workers, to encourage you to focus on, the positive aspects of reading. So what we try to do, and basically what Spirit guides us to do, is to, sort of, in a nice way, when we come across to people, it's an encouraging way. Yes, you've done that. As of today, that was who you were. The present is who you are now. It's taking that step, forward into something more better and more beautiful for you. It's allowing you to be able to step up and take responsibility, and then also, in saying that, work towards a better, as I like to call it, I guide a lot of my readers towards an abundant future. And it's actually quite good on the feedback I get from that, because they're like, oh, wow, didn't realize that, we can get all this stuff if we had actually changed our way of thinking. And yes, of course, Spirit wants us to be, and the universe, they want us to be happy. They want us to be fruitful at everything that we do. They want us to have financial goals and success. But we living in society today, believe or train ourselves to believe that we're not worthy of it. I'm telling you right now, we are worthy of everything. Yeah, it's getting your thought process to adjust to that way of thinking. Not easy, but it happens, you know. Um, Law of focus. We cannot think of two different things at the same time. Oh yeah, and they talk about multitask. You know, women being multitasks. Taskers. We're number one at doing all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's true. You can't. You, we can't in general, be thinking of one thing and doing something else. Yeah, it's just not right. But we try because we're stubborn like that, and it's because we like to prove a point. We can change the earth, and it's just women in general. Can't speak for the men because I don't know about that situation, but from a woman's perspective, yes. Yeah, we do try to do 101 things all at the same time. Sometimes it works, majority of the time, no. So, it's basically focusing on where you want to be, and just working along that. Put everything else to the side, basically. I'll deal with you soon. I'll get this sorted first before I move on to the next one. Things work a lot more better. Your concentration is a lot more clearer, as well as your focus. So, ladies, we need to stop that. Yeah, but never mind. Next is our behavior. Our behavior should match our thoughts and actions, right? So that's a long process in itself. It's finding out exactly who you are as a person, and that's a lot of soul searching. And who you want to be. I'll leave the rest until after our break, but they're really good topics to learn and start understanding about. So we're going to take a few minutes break, and I'll be with you shortly.
I can only imagine what it will be in life when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. Only imagine, yeah.
Hi guys. Sorry about that. Due to unforeseen circumstances and the stuff, that technical issues that we had this morning, we're going to have to cut this, short. And because my little one's just woken up and wanting the full attention, so I'm sorry to say, I'm going to have to continue this in another session. I will continue this next week. Yeah, come next week, and I'll be able to continue on with this. I might actually redo the majority of it again. But also for next week, I also wanted to let you know the topic we'll be discussing is based on the elements and learning to apply the elements into your lives. All right, so I do apologise again, and I am sorry. Tere, Shay, thank you very much for joining me this morning. To everybody else, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry, but I need to end the session now. And thank you. We'll catch up with you next week.